And welcome, sports fans, to today's roundtable, and glad you joined us as we are at an exciting point of the season here at the end of the fall sports season. Unfortunately, a lot of teams have ended their seasons for the fall sports season, but some have advanced on to district championship games as well as state tournament berths and even state championship berths, which we'll talk about here in a moment. But high school football really getting exciting into district semifinal action Friday night, heading into the district championship time next week, next Friday night in the area. So especially a fun time of the year, seeing district champions or seeing schools compete for the district championships throughout the area, which we will preview those here in just a moment. But we will touch on last night's games in the semifinal rounds, preview those district tournament finals next week, and also take a look at the volleyball state championships that are this weekend in Cape Girardeau. Some of those have wrapped up already, will be wrapping up today. So a very exciting time here for the end of the fall sports season. So let's go ahead and get into the action from last night in the area. First, let's take a look at, let's give you an update from Thursday night first. We'll go to Arkansas, where the Pickett Mohawks got a victory Thursday night in the Rice Bowl, the annual Rice Bowl down in Pickett. They hosted Corning in that matchup Thursday night, and we were on hand to bring you that live here on YHC and all of our online platforms. And that worked out great for the Rice Bowl for us to televise it here on Channel 21. And the Pickett Mohawks come away with that victory, 46-16, in a rout for that Rice Bowl title once again for the Mohawks this year. And the Mohawks finishing off a great season. I think they got 5 victories, I believe, maybe 6 victories in their conference. So they're set as the number 2 seed, I believe, the number 2 seed in the 3A3 conference. They will be hosting a first-round playoff game in a couple of weeks. We'll touch on that a little later in our football broadcast schedule. But the Pickett Mohawks victorious in the Rice Bowl once again. And they've got more daylight ahead of them in their season as they are set for the 3A playoffs in Arkansas high school football. So congratulations to the Pickett Mohawks coming off a great victory over Corning, finishing strong and heading to the 3A playoffs in high school football in Arkansas. And let's touch on other games from Friday night in Missouri. District semifinal action will start in Class 1. And Thayer hosted Caruthersville, and Thayer got a decisive victory over the Caruthersville Tigers, 57-18, as Thayer will advance on to the Class 1 District 1 title, which they will host next week. And they will take on the Hayti Indians. The third-seeded Hayti Indians traveled north to Perryville at St. Vincent High School, and Hayti got that victory on the road, 54-41. The Hayti Indians triumphant over St. Vincent. Pretty close matchup there. Hayti have rolled through their season. This might be the toughest matchup they've had all year, other than the Thayer Bobcats, who they will meet in that district championship game. We'll touch on that in a moment. And let's go up to Class 2. Class 2 District 1 action, and the New Madrid County Central Eagles, the 4 seed, went over to East Prairie, got a shutout victory, 44-0, and the New Madrid County Central Eagles advanced to that district championship, and East Prairie falling in that rematch back to Week 3. I think it was Week 3 earlier in the year. It might be Week 2, but I think it was Week 3, where East Prairie got the better of New Madrid about 40-19. Pretty big, decisive victory there. But East Prairie having some injuries, just unable to get anything going last night. And New Madrid got a lot of offensive talent on the field for the Eagles. Quasavion Jackson had a big night, 150 yards rushing from Quasavion Jackson. And big number put on the board for the Eagles last night, 44-0. And in the other Class 2 District 1 semifinal, it was Jefferson defeating Kelly at Kelly High School, 44-7. And Jefferson out of Festus will advance on to that Class 2 District 1 championship. They will host New Madrid next Friday night. And Kennett defeating St. Genevieve last night, the game that we brought to you live last night here on YHC, but online on the Mission TV platform, but we did bring it to you live here on Channel 21. And Kennett got a decisive victory, 47-29. St. Genevieve got out to a great start, but Kennett just started plugging away, consistently scoring on offense, and come away with that victory 47-29, which was also a rematch from earlier in the year in week 3. And that was I think it was about 49-18, I believe that score was earlier in the year. But St. Genevieve come back with a stronger effort last night, put some points on the board, and some pretty big performances as well, which we'll touch on. But Kennett come away with a victory. We got some highlights of that game from last night. Let's go ahead and take a look from that game in Metz-Cherry Stadium last night. Let's take a look. And here we are early on. Got a quick pass out to the left side of the first opening possession of the game. The Dragons take it all the way inside the 15-yard line after a quick pass, and now here just a few plays later, pass into the end zone for the first score of the game. So quick strike for the Dragons here on top to start this game, and then an onside kick catching the Indians off guard. They recover it, St. Genevieve does. So after an 8-0 start for the Dragons, they've got the ball, and here we see a rollout, little out route that's cut up inside. The Kennett defender falls down, and another touchdown in for the Dragons. So a 15-0 score early on, but the next possession for the Indians, Jordan Jarrett takes it in for the score, and a nice drive for the Indians. And we see here a nice fake inside, passed out to, I believe this was Jake Stewart, I believe, with that reception. Takes it inside the 5, and here a fake handoff. Bodie Ellis takes it in for the score, and a missed extra point still makes it 15-13. And we see here a couple more possessions later, a fake punt is converted for the Dragons on a 4th down gutsy play by St. Genevieve. But after the quarter break, they switch ends, and inside at the 3-yard line, an inside handoff fumbled at the end zone. The Indians recovered in the end zone, so they get a touchback. And on the same drive here, an easy waltz-in touchdown for Jordan Jarrett. The Kennett Indians take the lead at that point, and at this point in control and never relinquish the lead. Screen pass to Jordan Jarrett here to the left side. He takes it all the way into the score. Another great effort there by Jordan Jarrett, taking it all the way into the end zone. And another offensive drive here. Bodie Ellis, fake handoff, takes it in for the score. We're at 40-15 at this point. And here late in the 4th, we see St. Genevieve, another passing score for the touchdown. And here we see St. Genevieve backed up at the 2-yard line, I believe it was, and a quick throw down the field is caught for a 98-yard touchdown pass and reception for the touchdown. And here on the last Kennett offensive series here, Jordan Jarrett takes it in for the short score, and there's your final in that one. 47-29, the Kennett Indians victorious in that district semifinal. And as you saw there, St. Genevieve opened up quick, but Kennett had a nice answer throughout the game, held off the Dragons to advance on to another district championship. And let's take a look at that other Class 3 District 1 semifinal. St. Mary's made the trip down to St. Mary's out of St. Louis, made the trip down to St. Genevieve to Valley Catholic, and really put a number on the Valley Catholic Warriors, 55-22. St. Mary's victorious over Valley Catholic, and what a matchup that was. That was one of the more anticipated matchups in the area, probably in this half of the state, certainly in the semifinal round, but it really didn't live up to it. St. Mary's, a lot of quickness, a lot of speed in that St. Mary's team. It's basically speed versus strength in this matchup. Valley Catholic, very strong team, really ball control, they really take advantage of ball control and the momentum. And St. Mary's got out, I believe, a 21-0 score right off the bat in the first quarter and never looked back. Valley Catholic just could not keep pace with the St. Mary's football team out of St. Louis. So big matchup next week for the Kennett Indians. We'll talk about that in a moment. And moving up to Class 4 District 1, Festus, the top seed, defeated DeSoto 35-7 as Festus advances on to the Class 4 District 1 title game. They will take on North County, who defeated Hillsboro 36-28. So North County advances on to take on Festus. And in Class 5 District 1, Jackson, the top overall seed, defeated Poplar Bluff, no problem. Another shutout victory for Jackson as they defeated Poplar Bluff earlier in the year in conference play. And Jackson, again, no problem. It's been no problem for them all year in their schedule so far. 55-0, the Jackson Indians advance over Poplar Bluff into another district championship contest. And they will take on Farmington, who had a decisive victory over Seckman, 24-6. And Farmington will advance on to take on Jackson. I think they did match up early in the year, and Jackson got that win as well. So we'll see another rematch in that district championship game. And let's transition to volleyball and the state championships in Cape Girardeau this weekend as Advance victorious over Lesterville in 4 sets, winning 3 matches to 1, winning their 3rd straight state championship. And what a run it's been for Advance. We actually live streamed some Advance district, sectional, and quarterfinal action last week on the Misha.tv platform, and secured another not only district but eventual state championship this weekend in Cape Girardeau in dominant fashion. That was one thing. They've been running 3-0 pretty much the whole season. Only one loss coming to Jeff City Helias out of Columbia, which is I think about a Class 3 school at least, and very tough team once again this year. Aaron Hoffman's done a great job leading the Advanced Lady Hornets to the run they've had, and a rare three-peat. We'll talk more about it, but Advance victorious this weekend in Cape Girardeau for another state title. And give you a heads up on those broadcast replays. You can watch that St. Genevieve and Kennett broadcast replay. You can watch it today at 1 o'clock, and also this evening. We'll have that on at probably 9 o'clock. We'll have that replay at 9 o'clock Saturday, and also Sunday at 4. Sunday at 4, you can watch that replay here on YHC, St. Genevieve versus Kennett. And we'll get that uploaded to our website as well, yhctv.com, if you didn't get to watch it here on Channel 21, as it was a pay-per-view through Misha.tv online. And also, we've got the Corning and Piggott game to broadcast. We replayed that Friday. Going to also replay it here Saturday. That'll be coming up at, let's see, that's going to be coming up at 6 o'clock. That'll be a 6 o'clock start time for Saturday, 6 o'clock. And then we'll have it also Sunday. We'll have it Sunday afternoon at 6 o'clock following that, actually 7 o'clock. Sunday at 7 is the Corning and Piggott replay for Sunday here on YHC. And you can go online to yhctv.com and watch that anytime, and also on our Facebook page and YouTube pages as well. And we're going to take our first break, and we're going to come back and talk more about some headlines from those district tournament matchups, also touch on the volleyball state championship for Advance over the weekend, and we're going to come back and talk about those or on the other side of the break, so don't go away.
This is more than a bundle. It's more than a combo deal. It's not just stuff. This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve with home and auto insurance. State Farm agents get it. It's why they're here.
In Dexter, talk to State Farm agent Chris Brannon today.
Coming soon, the Harry Blackwell family of dealers will launch the future of automotive buying in Southeast Missouri.
And welcome back, and let's take a look at some headlines from last night and actually the past couple of days in the area. First, starting off with Kennett. Kennett advancing to the district championship game with a Class 3 District 1 semifinal victory over St. Genevieve last night, and a winner of that rematch from earlier in the year, decisive victory back in, I think, week 3 over St. Genevieve, and another one last night. St. Genevieve did come out hot. They went to the passing game, really attacked the Kennett secondary. I think they wanted to get away from the strength of Kennett's defense, is that front, the defensive front, especially the linebacking core of the Indians. They do a great job covering sideline to sideline and especially attacking the line of scrimmage. and really shutting down running games as they have all year. And an adjustment in St. Genevieve's game, went to the passing game early, really pushed the ball down the field, made some plays down the field. Zach Boyer, a heck of a game last night, 25 of 47 passing. I think we had him down unofficially for about 405 yards. So, anytime a quarterback throws for 400 yards in a game at high school level, it's quite a performance. And one of those went for about 98 yards, as you saw in the highlight there on one play. So, quite an effort from him. And St. Genevieve did a great job attacking down the field in the passing game. Kennett, had a hard time defending it, and some of that game, giving up some big plays, but made some stops there midway through the game into the second half, and certainly following it up with some great offensive possessions and just punching in touchdowns pretty much on every offensive possession for the Indians. Really paid off for the Indians in that victory in that semifinal matchup. And Jordan Jarrett had another big night. We had him down unofficially at around 215 rushing yards, and that doesn't include the screen pass he took for about 60 yards for a touchdown. So all-purpose yards, he probably had right at 300 yards, including the passing game and some of the special teams play as well. So Jordan Jarrett, another great performance last night, and putting on a show once again. And he only gets about 10, 11 carries a game. He's pretty fresh. He just takes it the distance so many times in a game that he only racks up no more than about 10 to 15 carries, and he's racked up over 200, sometimes 300 yards in some games this season. So he's still remaining pretty fresh, not out there taking a lot of licks. As you see some bell cow backs do at 20 plus carries. He's about 10 to 15 carries, and that's all he needs, as he takes a lot of those all the way to the end zone. So Kennett will advance on, and we'll talk about their matchup here momentarily with St. Mary's. And Hayti advancing over St. Vincent, and their Class 1 District 1 semifinal game. Pretty close game there. St. Vincent, not a bad team up there. Hayti went on the road and got that victory, and they set up a rematch with Thayer. That was a Week 1 contest between Thayer and Hayti. I believe Hayti went over to Thayer and got a 30-28 victory in Week 1. We'll set up another matchup between the Thayer Bobcats and the Hayti Indians for that Class 1 District 1 championship. And what a matchup that'll be next week over in Thayer. And should be a close one once again. I think that's a toss-up going either way. Thayer, having probably the advantage of, both teams getting advantage, seeing the opponent for, the first time, but certainly the losing team has more to adjust to, certainly. So we'll see if any adjustments made and pay off in that matchup next Friday night over in Thayer. Hayti looking to get back to that state tournament. Of course, having one of the greatest seasons we've ever seen here in the Boot Hill. Just 2 years ago, last year making it to the district championship, losing to Valley Catholic, but Valley all the way up in Class 3 this year. Really opened things up there in Class 1 District 1 for Thayer and Hayti, and it should be a great matchup come next Friday for that Class 1 District 1 championship in Thayer. And also New Madrid County Central, avenging their loss to East Prairie early in the year, putting up a big performance. Quazavian Jackson, 150 rushing yards. And New Madrid getting that shutout victory over East Prairie to advance on to the district championship. It's been a while since they've been in that district championship game. And Coach Fullhard and the Eagles looking to take on Jefferson out of Festus next week up in Festus. And East Prairie having some injuries. Their main running back, his name escapes me for the moment, but I think he was out for the year with an injury, and that really hurt them. They had a big running game, and he was a big part of that. And missing him really hurts, and just a one-dimensional team already in East Prairie, pretty much with the run game, and the star running back out for the season really hurt the Eagles going forward, the East Prairie Eagles. And New Madrid's got a great offense, one of the best offenses in the area, and the defense really showed up as well, shutting out the Eagles. But New Madrid certainly can't put the points up as they did last night. Should be a great matchup with Jefferson out of Festus next week in that Class 2 District 1 championship. And also talk about Jackson. It's same story, different week, and now into the district tournament as Jackson wins in that semifinal matchup over Poplar Bluff, they will set up a district championship game with Farmington, and led by quarterback, two-time All-State quarterback Kel Welker, just rolling through the competition this year and advancing to another district championship. But certainly the Jackson Indians got a lot bigger things in mind as they want to get back to that state championship game where they lost in overtime. I think it might have even been double overtime in that state championship game up in Columbia last year, and lost in a heartbreaker there. Looking for that first ever state championship there in Jackson, and look to get back into that state tournament going into the quarterfinal round after a district championship victory next week over Farmington. I also want to touch on the Pickett Mohawks. They have advanced on to, I think, their second ever playoff appearance in, I think it is their second ever, or excuse me, not their, I think it's, no, it's not their second ever. It's their second ever home playoff game. They've made the playoffs pretty consistently here the last number of years, but playing in that ever competitive 3A3 conference, I think this is their second time they will host a home playoff game there in Pickett at Parker Field, and we plan to be there on hand there on November 20th. They're going to take a week off this week. They're doing kind of a play-in round for pretty much a lot of teams. They've kind of expanded their playoff this year there in Arkansas across all their classifications to include a lot of teams, since a lot of teams having to cancel games this year, so they've added a round of the playoffs, and then Pickett will be in action the following week, November 20th, and we intend to broadcast that home playoff game for Pickett there on November 20th at Parker Field. So look forward to that in a couple of weeks. And we're going to touch on high school volleyball as the Advanced Lady Hornets secure the rare three-peat. A three-peat state championship run for the Advanced Lady Hornets, and this senior class is special. I think they have 7 seniors on this team, and they've had all the success going back just 2 years ago as sophomores, last year's juniors, and of course this year's seniors with the 7 seniors and a junior making up the upper class there in Advance, and Coach Aaron Hoffman leading the Advanced Lady Hornets to another state title, and what a special run this is for the Lady Hornets. And it's one thing to win a state championship. It's even another to win a second straight. Repeat state championships are certainly rare to see, but a three-peat is, you might want to, that won't be hard to forget. Certainly if you're a volleyball fan, three-peat state championship run for the Advanced Lady Hornets, and what a great run it's been for the Lady Hornets. And, you think about other sports programs in the area that have had great runs going towards state titles. Certainly Scott County Central is probably the team that really sticks out, that have had multiple year runs at state championships. Certainly going back to the years of Otto Porter here of late, when they won, I think it was around 3 state championships in a row, and had a great run doing that. And Charleston's had their run over the couple of decades, really going to their runs as well in high school basketball. Matter County Central in the early 2000s had almost a three-peat. As won't go into any more of that, but it's a rare feat, and it's a special occasion when teams can actually make a run for that three-peat and actually secure it, as Advance has done this year. Congratulations to the Advanced Lady Hornets team. A great run, and just having to do it just down the road, really convenient there, the state championships at the Show Me Center in Cape Girardeau, and securing that championship this year once again. A great feat, and certainly one to remember in Advance. And we're going to take another break, and we're going to come back and talk about those district championships taking place in high school football. We'll also take a look at our football broadcast schedule going forward here for this football season, and we'll take a look at that coming up.
A few days ago, we had a customer come by the Kent dealership looking for a new truck. I had a really good visit with Phil and our salesman. Phil had his Army t-shirt and Army cap on, retired military. We're so proud of our troops, our active and veterans like Phil. Phil left in his new truck. We all enjoyed the visit. Best price, best service. Glenn Sane, and God bless our troops.
cause you to need a little help, Boot Hill Area Independent Living Services can provide the assistance you need. At Bales, we want you to have control of your life and assist you in thriving in an independent lifestyle. The Consumer-Directed Services Program allows you, the consumer, to choose who assists you in conducting your daily activities. Bales serves Stoddard, Dunklin, New Madrid, and Pemiscot counties. Call or visit our office in Kennett to see how we can help you maintain your independence.
And welcome back. Now let's take a look at those football district championships that take place next week in the area. And first, starting off with the Class 1 District 1 title game rematch. Thayer hosting Hayti. That'll be probably the game of the week, I think, when it comes to closeness of the potential championship game. And I think that one will come down to the wire, and I think it's a toss-up either way. Hayti got that Week 1 victory, but I think after a full season of reps and, if both teams are pretty much healthy, which I believe they are at this point, I just think it's a toss-up at this point, as much like the first week was, and it'll be exciting to see how that turns out, as the winner will advance on to the Class 1 quarterfinals the following week. So, big matchup, one of the biggest to look forward to, especially if you're looking for a close game in the district championship next week. Class 2 District 1, New Madrid County Central fighting its way to a district championship game. They'll have to go on the road up to Festus. They'll take on Jefferson out of Festus, and both teams can put up some points. Both teams getting over 40 points in their semifinal victories, and it's going to be, I think it'll be a high-scoring affair between these two teams, and we'll see what happens. But a 4 and 3 seed, you don't see that very often in a district championship game, but they certainly put in the work and defeated the top seeds in the district to set up that Class 2 District 1 final up in Festus next week. And Class 3 District 1, the top seed Kennett Indians and the defending Class 3 District 1 champions, and they will take on the third seeded St. Mary's. St. Mary's out of St. Louis Dragons. Got another Dragon opponent next week, and this will be a tough matchup for the Indians. This will be certainly their toughest test of the year. They've walked through the schedule in a dominant run once again this year, but St. Mary's coming down from Class 4 last year. They were semifinalists in the Class 4 classification last year. Bring back the strong core of that team into this year. St. Mary's did get a late start this season due to a lot of the St. Louis schools canceling much of their season, and they get started, I think it was in Week 7, I believe it was, had 3 games to end the season on. Then a first-round playoff game, St. Mary's defeated Fredericktown, and then now in the district championship, after defeating a very good and defending Class 1 state champion Valley Catholic team on their home field last night, Kennett will have their hands full against a very quick, very fast St. Mary's team. So Kennett's very fast team as well, especially with Jared out of the backfield. But this will be a really nice matchup to look forward to. Certainly, the toughest test Kennett will see all year long in St. Mary's next week, and we'll broadcast that one live, which we'll touch on in a moment. But should be a good one down at Metz Cherry Stadium next Friday night. Class 4 District 1 Championship up in Festus. Festus will host third seeded North County, and that district championship game. Class 5 District 1, Jackson, the top overall seed. They'll host Farmington in a rematch of that contest from earlier in the year, and Jackson looks good to secure another district championship. So we'll see what happens in that game next Friday night at the Pit in Jackson. And those are the matchups to look forward to next week in district tournament championship action, and we will be on hand to bring the Class 3 District 1 championship game. Will be live in Kennett at Metz Cherry Stadium next Friday night, November 13th, in that district championship game, St. Mary's at Kennett. You can watch it right here on Channel 21 on your New Wave or Sparklight cable, and we'll have that live for you at 7 o'clock next Friday night on the 13th. And the only way to view it online is through the Misha.tv platform, as you see there. But if you do want to go to our YHCTV.com page, we will have basically an embedded video. You can actually just sign in right there on our webpage at YHCTV.com. You don't have to go to the portal at Misha.tv. We'll actually have it embedded on our homepage where you can just sign in and do your pay-per-view all right there on our website at yhctv.com. So the simple thing is just go to yhctv.com. We'll have it embedded there, and you can do all that you need to do right there on our homepage at yhctv.com rather than going through the Misha.tv platform. So check that out at yhctv.com if you plan to watch it online. But it is a pay-per-view basis. That's one thing that's been a change this year in postseason games is all the postseason games going forward is through the Misha.tv platform on a pay-per-view basis. So we're not allowed to bring it on our webpage or our online platforms. You got to go through that platform. But the platform can be kind of confusing to go through and find the right game. So just go to yhctv.com and pay for it there. But if you can't, watch it on cable. Go to Channel 21 on New Wave or Sparklight Cable, and you can watch it at no cost on Channel 21 right here on YHC TV. Then the following week, we'll have a playoff game. We'll see who the Piggott Mohawks will host in that matchup on November 20th at Parker Field in Piggott. We intend to bring that live to you here on Channel 21 and all of our online platforms as well. So we'll give you an update on that opponent that Piggott will host on November 20th. And that's going to wrap up our show for today. Exciting week of sports. Certainly with the district tournament football matchups taking place and the Advanced State Championship. Exciting time as we start to wind down the fall sports season here over the next few weeks. And that'll do it for us this week, and we appreciate you for tuning in as always. And we'll see you next time. And until then, I'm Tyler Wagner. Have yourself a great weekend and a great week as well. Take care, everyone.